sitting here with my lovely girlfriend, Lynx. Thank you for joining me again for another review. So, what did we think?
Well, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was directed more at a younger audience. I felt a bit old for it because it was like a high school setting.
I suppose all the Spider-Man movies have that kind of high school setting, but this one felt more believable because they actually had a young dude playing the role.
Okay.
I think they did a really good job casting Tom Holland. Got a good presence. He's funny as well.
It was pretty funny, yeah.
I think the movie did well in this one to have a good blend of dramatic action, but also keeping it lighthearted. I thought they just struck a really good balance with the whole tone of it. Because I feel like the past Spider-Man movies never quite hit that right tone. Spider-Man 1 and 2, quite good.
Yeah.
And then Spider-Man 3 just went completely off the rails. I don't know if you remember. It was the one
not.
where he went all emo for a scene and did that ridiculous dance scene. It was so bad. It's been mercilessly mocked in popular culture for that whole thing. And then Andrew Garfield ones, they just, I don't know, just didn't quite get it right. Even though I really like Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
And it had Emma Stone.
Yeah,
Like Emma Stone. Sony finally sort of realized, okay, shit, we're kind of not doing a great job. So Marvel's doing a great job, so let's just do a cheeky handball over to them and we'll give them the rights, and of course Marvel knock it out of the park first go. This is the second time that the Tom Holland Spider-Man has been in the Marvel universe because he showed up in Civil War.
Okay.
I think you were saying you hadn't seen Civil War.
No, I haven't.
So given that this was your first introduction to the character, did you feel like he embodied a good Spider-Man?
He was quite authentic. I like the friendship between Spider-Man and his sidekick. The action scenes were pretty good.
Yeah.
The special effects weren't too much either.
As in it wasn't oversaturated with too much special effects.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought that was good. And I liked how it was just about him and his character, and you saw his character develop, and it wasn't just about what's his name in the suit?
Tony Stark?
Yes.
What's his name in the suit? That guy?
He wasn't in it a lot, so yeah.
Well, he was actually in it a lot less than I was expecting, because a lot of the trailers and TV spots and that kind of thing really amped up the whole Iron Man thing. It felt like he was going to be a main sort of part of it. He didn't dominate it too much. He really let Tom Holland and Spider-Man shine. I like the way that it wasn't populated with all these characters that you've seen 1,000 times before.
Yes.
They all felt new. I don't know a lot about the Spider-Man comics, so I don't know if a lot of them were ripped straight out of the comics or if they were just new characters. Like the love interest for Peter Parker, I really liked that dynamic that they had.
Yeah.
It felt more real. It wasn't a super duper, here's a happy love romance. It didn't follow the same sort of beats that a normal kind of high school romance storyline might follow.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
before we get into any main spoilers, I also like that there's that tiny little bit of that twist to do with the main bad guy character.
That was really good.
That was cool. I liked that. The other thing that I really liked was that it didn't try to go too big with its overall kind of story.
Yeah.
It wasn't oh no, Spider-Man has to save the entire world, or all of New York is under attack. They have this very specific issue that they need to deal with. It's not on a global scale, it's on a very minute scale, but still in the context of the story it's big. I feel like these sorts of movies are far better suited to that kind of thing, and then save the big Avengers movies for the global domination and no, Iron Man and Hulk and Thor and everybody gonna have to come and save us.
So what didn't you like about the film then?
What didn't I like?
Wow, that's pretty impressive, because you always have things you don't like about films.
I know.
Yeah.
But even the little things this thing got right, no stone sort of felt unturned, which you don't really see that often. Well, Lynx, was there anything that you didn't like?
Oh, so you put it
about
back on me. Jeez. That's not fair.
I'm stumped for the moment.
You're the film expert.
I'm still trying to think of things I didn't like, so in the meantime...
You're the film expert. You can't put it back on me.
I'm just handballing this one across.
One thing I probably didn't like.
Oh, yes, lay it on me.
So, the Stark guy
Yeah.
in the suit.
The guy in the suit.
I think He was supposed to be a mentor, but I think maybe he could have been a better mentor.
Yeah, well, that's I agree, but I also feel like it's pretty in keeping with Tony Stark's character in general.
Yeah.
I feel like the character that they've set him up to be, he's never going to be that, hey buddy, kind of,
Yeah.
I'm going to be your best friend and show you the ropes kind of thing.
We'll call you. All right? It's not a hug. I'm just grabbing the door for you. I'm not there yet. All right, kid. Good luck out there.
He's the one in this universe that goes and hunts down Spidey and brings him in to help out in Civil War. And he mentions it in this movie. He says, I brought you in when you were 14 and this is on me. It's like, well, why aren't you maybe doing a better job of nurturing him?
Yes, I agree.
You can give the tough love sort of thing and cynical, but he's a kid. He's 15. He doesn't have a father who's around.
Yes.
He could maybe set just a touch better example. I guess Tony Stark doesn't have great role models of fathers himself. So he probably doesn't even really know how to nurture him. So I can see it from both sides. There's only one thing that really stuck out to me.
Yeah.
And we have to talk about spoilers to get into it.
Okay.
So if you don't want to listen to spoilers, you can skip ahead to here. At the end, the final set piece is the plane crashing down.
Yeah.
And it's the whole showdown between him and Michael Keaton's character. They're having their battle on the ground, and Spidey goes to shoot a web to try and catch him. Now this is when he's down to his backup suit, and he's also only grabbed his one set of spider webs from the hidden locker in the school. And he tries to shoot, he's like, oh no, I'm out of Spidey webs. But then, once the battle's over, and it cuts to the next morning and people are arriving to the crash site, Michael Keaton, as well as all the Stark gear, is all webbed up, all perfectly waiting to be collected. But it's like, no, you were out of web.
Oh.
Where did that web come from?
That's a good pickup.
Listen, Peter, there are people who handle this sort of thing. Can't you just be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man?
So, Spider-Man Homecoming, final thoughts and rating links.
Overall, I really enjoyed the film. I thought it was, the underlying themes about finding yourself and finding your identity and becoming who you are and not hiding behind a suit. I really like that, especially because maybe they're targeting teenage audiences and I can relate to that from when I was younger. So I think I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10.
Nothing felt cheesy, there was good action, it didn't feel overblown for this type of story, and I liked that it was all really contained. And I also liked all the little bits of connective tissue to the Marvel universe as a whole. It has little snippets of Captain America giving these funny little speeches. I don't want to sound like I'm kind of sucking at the teat, but you got to hand it to these Marvel movies. In most cases, they do pretty damn well.
Yeah.
I feel like this one, they finally really nailed a character that other studios, Sony, have been trying to nail down for a long time. They just haven't quite been able to do it properly. So I would give it, a 7.5 out of 10.
Are you allowed to give out half marks?
Hey, this is my show. I'm allowed to do whatever I want, okay?
Hey, where are you going? What are you hiding, Peter? I'm just kidding, I don't care. Bye.
I highly recommend that you go check this movie out, and if you're a big fan of Marvel movies, you're probably going to anyway. But if you haven't been on the Marvel train for a while, go see it. You might change your minds. Thanks for joining us. See you later.
Bye.